You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. It's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com, thechrisvossshow.com. Welcome to the big show, my family and friends. The Chris Voss Show family, the podcast that loves you just like a family, but doesn't judge you, at least not as harshly as the rest of your family does. I mean, come on. They've seen what you did last year at Thanksgiving dinner, and it was appalling. And now you have to make up for it this year. So, and the judge says that too. He says, then you can have the ankle bracelet off. So, as always, we love you folks, and we appreciate your support and of the Chris Voss Show. Be sure to refer the show to all your family, friends, and relatives. We love those 5-star reviews that always come off. I sit with them at night, and I just kind of cry a little bit and weep. And just, it's weeping of joy. Someone wrote, the first Chris Voss, excellent podcast, fantastic, hilarious, heart-centered host who has the audience and guests' best interests in mind. Highly recommend the real Chris Voss. Remind me to send $100 to her on the PayPal there. So thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate it. And if you get a chance, go spend some time. Support the show because the show's free. It's a great way just to show us the love and caring, because then I'm not just sitting around going, 15 years of this. Does anybody still listen to the show? There, guys, we have another amazing gentleman on the show. As always, for 15 years, we've been bringing you the CEOs, the billionaires, the astronauts, the White House advisors, the Pulitzer Prize winners, the authors, the newsmakers, and just little old teeny me. And it doesn't get much better than that, folks. It really doesn't. Trust me. Seriously, go outside. Have you seen it out there? It's not good. So stay with the podcast. Anyway, guys, he is the CEO of this amazing company, and I've actually been playing with their product called LumaFlex. And he's also a competitive athlete. The company is called, as I mentioned before, LumaFlex, and they make some interesting things. John Graham joins us on the show with us today, and he'll be talking to us about his amazing product and everything else. John Grant Harper, I should say, as well, is his full name. He is a certified master trainer, speaker, and fitness professional with 15 years of experience in the fitness industry. He's the founder of John Graham Fitness and renowned golf academy director at Mission Hills. He is a leader in fitness technology and has collaborated on popular video series for home workouts and boxing tutorials. His personal journey through training and competitions exposed him to injuries, fueling his quest for optimized injury prevention and recovery methods. During his pursuit, he discovered the remarkable benefits of red light therapy while recovering from a knee injury. This led to the creation of LumaFlex, a game-changing, flexible, portable, and waterproof panel that provides convenient and efficient red light therapy for individuals, including athletes. Welcome to the show, John. How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much for this. Quite the intro to your show. That was impressive. I enjoyed that.
There you go. We throw a different ramble on every time, and I just make it up as I go along. Sometimes it's stupid, sometimes it's dumb, and most times it's kind of half funny. So there you go. Welcome to the show. Give us your .com so people can find you on the internet, please.
Yeah, that's incredible. Well done.
Thank you. That's what we do. So give us the .com so people can look you guys up on the interwebs.
Just lumaflex.com. So that we're actually going to be launching a few products. The first one that we've launched is the Body Pro. That's the one that you've been using and testing out right now. That's sort of like our flagship product. But we're launching another one called the Essential, and then we're actually going to be going into a much larger device that's going to be sort of almost like a yoga mat that you can hang in the shower, and we're going to call it the Energy Shower. You're going to be able to take it, you wrap it up, and hang it in your shower, hanging it by your desk. You're going to be able to lay on it, allowing for sort of more exposure to red light, with a much larger panel.
There you go. And one of the features of your product is it's the world's first sweat and waterproof red light panel as well. That's kind of important. That's
water resistant, but full on waterproof. You can jump into the swimming pool with it. You can do, double down on your recovery. You can use it in an ice bath. Obviously, red light actually has the most feedback, has the best feedback, and it's touching your skin. So the panel itself has to not just be sweat resistant, because the sweat will build up as you put it on your skin. But we went a step further and we made it full on waterproof.
There you go. And I've been using the product, and it's really helpful at breaking down pain issues and things of that nature. And all that good stuff. So, and then I like how it works with an app. So you can just command the app to communicate with it and set up timing and decide which of the lights you want to use. So what is red light, infrared? What are these therapies?
Yeah, it's something that a lot of people are calling pseudoscience, that it actually doesn't have as much trust as it should. But very simply put, how I always like to explain red and near infrared light is it's something that has been available to us as human beings since the dawn of time, since we were human beings. Red and near infrared light is available to us when the sun rises and when the sun sets. If you're close to the equator and it is in a cloudy day, usually you get a beautiful sunrise or sunset where there's that orange color, that real, sometimes very, very dark red. That is near and infrared light. And when we were cavemen back in the early days of the planet, we would wake up when the sun rises and we would get our energy from the light, and then we would cool down during sunset and that was our circadian rhythm. That was how we wake up and go to sleep. But now the way the world is with we all live in concrete jungles. We're not having as much exposure to natural light as we should. Our circadian rhythm is a little bit off, and these sort of old sort of biohacking techniques and strategies and treatments are almost forgotten now. But the biohackers and the big optimized gurus of the world, they're bringing it back, and it's something that is gaining traction. People are getting interested in it, and you have some big names using it. Very, very well-off athletes, people that are very well known in their sports, Cristiano Ronaldo, Tiger Woods, like you name it, Stephen Mulberry, they all use near and infrared light for recovery, because they're obviously playing sport. They recovering and being able to play their sport is very, very important. So it's getting traction, and people are getting interested in it, and it's taking off. And I want to be LumaFlex. We really want to be like at the forefront of this, especially for the active audience. Whether it be someone young who's trying to make it to the college team, or someone, in their late 70s, they still want to, hit balls on the driving range, right?
There you go. And I mean, even though it's regarded as pseudoscience, it's got an FDA Class 2 certification to it. So, you guys have the muscle behind the FDA behind you. But I got familiar with this over the last few years, but I think over the last 10 years, where there's all sorts of different things that you can use to eliminate muscle and joint pain. And basically, you get that tight muscle that clinches the blood flow and causes pain. And if you can break that up and release muscle, it can help with your recovery, healing, revive your muscles. I mean, I've been using it for pain when I come home from the gym and I'm feeling beat up, especially the next day. You put it on a muscle and away you go. And it works with an app as well. So tell me about your life, your origin story, your hero's journey. How did you get down this road and into this business?
Very, very long story. Yeah, I have to try to cut it up. But yeah.
Oh, we only have an hour. There.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely there was a lot of ups and downs. But yeah, I've always tried to stay very competitive, at least, taking training seriously. And I always had a rule when, as I was doing, in my fitness journey, I would always do 3 competitions a year. That was my thing. It didn't really matter which competitions they were, but I had to challenge myself 3 times. Sometimes that would be adventure racing. It would be like in CrossFit tournaments. But then I got into boxing. I started fighting, and fighting, you're sparring, and obviously the fight itself, you incur a lot of hits to the head. I went in for a checkup because I had a very severe headache, And the doctor told me that I developed a tumor in my head.
Wow.
And what he said it was from the hits to the head.
Really?
That was quite scary. I had to have like an invasive surgery. The tumor was almost the size of my thumb. And so that stopped me from boxing. And I kind of was looking around for something else to fulfill this 3 challenges a year goal I've always set for myself. But also during that time, I think playing basketball, even when I was young, playing basketball, and then just being on my feet a lot, obviously doing a lot of impact on my knees, playing different sports and competing. My left knee was really had, this was probably my worst injury that I've had. I've had shoulders broken from rugby, obviously a tumor in the head. The one I remember was my knee. And I think it's because you're not able to walk. And what would happen was I would sit down, and if it was longer for 10 or 15 minutes, the knee would become so painful. I would have to stretch it out and massage it and like get some heat rub on it or like ice it to try to stop the pain. And I couldn't for 10, 15 minutes, I just really couldn't sit down. It would be better if it was extended, but then that would start to hurt. So I'd have to move it around, lubricate the knee. And my wife, she's Chinese, and she was trying to get me onto red light therapy, but she didn't. It wasn't what red light therapy is right now. This was still a few years ago, and it wasn't a pretty device like you see with LumaFlex. It was this ugly, like real cumbersome, heavy-looking lamp with a big red bulb. Yeah. And this bulb, because of it was just very old technology, right? It's just like a bulb. It would heat up very hot. So she would pull this lamp into the room, and she was like, before bed, you have to put it on your knee. So I was like, okay. I thought it was like some Chinese feng shui sort of remedy. I was like, all right, I'll do it. Just to make you happy. But I remember the bulb would be so hot that I would play this game with my knee where I would try to have it close to get the treatment, but then it would be so hot I would have to move it away, and it was just doing, but. After about a week of her, pushing me to do it every single day, I saw that I wasn't having the pain sitting down. That was sort of the key, identifier of the pain was that I was able to sit, and I was able to sit for a long period of time. I wouldn't have to stretch or, it wouldn't start hurting. And after about 2 weeks, it was gone. It was complete. Wow. And since then, I've never had this issue. I've been able to take planes, you can sit in, an Uber, and it's not something that really is a huge hassle now. So I got interested in it, and obviously there's loads of different devices out there, but why not be part of creating the best device, the device that is so specific to athletes to use on the go, something that is a flexible panel rather than this lamp with this big bulb that heats up that you can't take with you anywhere. I think it's the epitome of a portable, flexible, durable, waterproof unit that is specific for any kind of active individual who has this sort of lasting long pain that I guess in their mind they think, oh, I should just deal with this. This is now my life. When actually, if you're giving your cells the energy, if you're giving the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cells, and giving them excess energy, they're able to recover. They're able to heal this pain that, because they have the extra energy to do it. And this is sort of something I've seen in the world, even with my dad, my mom, that obviously much, much older. They've had aches and pains in knees and their neck and their back that I have seen absolutely cured just with a simple non-invasive, 100% natural remedy. And something that's very, very exciting. And it's not just for me, but for the entire team. We really are motivated by this idea that we're almost in a sense curing the world of chronic pain, and we got a natural, non-invasive treatment for everybody, right?
There you go. Now, do you get vitamin D? I've started doing this thing where I go sit in the sun every morning for 15 minutes to start those circadian rhythms like you talked about, but also get my vitamin D, which is important for testosterone. Do you get vitamin D from this thing, or is it only from the sun?
Yeah, it's funny. Testosterone boosting, of course, like testosterone boosting. So actually, I think it was like a good number of years ago, maybe I want to say around 10 years ago, maybe a bit less. But Ben Greenfield did a study on near red and infrared light to boost testosterone.
Really?
And it went viral. I think it was on Men's Health or something. And yeah, red and near infrared light does naturally boost testosterone levels.
Oh,
of course, the LumaFlex device, there's you have to put it in that area, right?
You do? Okay.
So, but yeah, I've told this to a lot of athletes and obviously people that are endorsing
to put it in there.
What do I do with it? And I'm like, you gotta.
I know there's some people on the internet that actually sun different parts of that thing. Me, I just go sit in the sun and do the vitamin D thing. But I don't think I'm going to be. I don't know. Do whatever you want, people. It's your life. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there you go. So how do you get started this product? What's the idea genesis? Why is it built the way it is? You've got the first product that's waterproof. That's obviously important because. I'm a sweaty, greasy man, especially after a workout. Right. And I smell bad too. If you can come up with something for that, it'd be great. That's what I've been told on Tinder all the time. But what is the promote? Why did you make it the way that you made it in the design that you used as your first product to launch?
Yeah, I think portability was the key driver for how over 2 years of developing this product. Since obviously the first drawings were made, but portability was key because, when red light therapy first hit the market, it was usually these very large, mirror-like heavy panels that you would buy for your home, right? You would stick them up and you would stand in front of it like you were doing, it's like a tanning salon sort of experience, right? Yeah. Not very portable, not very, it's something that you would just have at your home. So portability was a big thing when we were designing it. It needs to be able to be thrown into your gym bag and use on the go. You should be able to take it on planes without any trouble, right? So portability obviously was very, very key. And durability as well, because obviously, if you're carrying it around a lot and it drops, if it breaks, well, what do you do now, right? It has to be durable. So this panel is actually silicone technology. It's the same technology that outlines airplanes and very flexible, right? Using silicone allows for flexibility. Very, very important with light therapy because it can wrap around joints or muscles. And this maximizes the amount of treatment to that affected area, right? So, because light traveling in a straight line, if you are using some sort of flat, very strong mirror device, some of the light will just be bouncing off you. You won't actually get much focus of that light as if it were to wrap around that affected area. So flexibility was a key thing, but obviously coming back to it was mainly portable. It had to be portable. People that train, that exercise, athletes, young and old, if you're on the golf course, you're going to your kid's soccer practice, if you're in the gym, you have your gym bag, right? It needs to be one of those things you just throw into your gym bag, easy to charge and easy to use. So that was kind of the key thing with it, was making it more and more portable, making it, obviously portable means it has to be durable. And then silicone, if we go a step further, now it can be waterproof. Now, if we just had to make sure that, the rivets in it and these little areas were all very tight to allow it to be fully waterproof. Yeah. But yeah, I think we did a very, very good job, and it's a good stepping stone for the products that are coming later. But they're always going to have this high portability feature, because red light therapy having to drive to a salon, pay a fee, and then use your red light therapy and then, drive back home, or having something that is always in the house. We see mainstream, if we want to be the ones that take red light therapy mainstream, we have to really make sure everything's portable, that you can take it with you anywhere you go. And, you can have your red light therapy on a daily basis, which is where red light therapy shows, the amazing feedback is with daily use, right? You want to encourage people to use it every single day.
Yeah, I've been loving it. I'm almost using it every single day with some of the pains that I have. I'm 55, man. Everything hurts. You just wake up and it's like spin the wheel lottery. Hey, what wants to hurt today, or what's not working today? And my kidneys, hey, fuck you, man. We're over here. And stuff like that. But portability, it comes with a nice protective case as well, so you can easily transfer it and protect it. But you're right, it's got that rubbery thing around it, so it's really hard to drop on anything hard. It'd have to land just perfectly. on something. And then it comes with straps so that you can strap it to all different ways across your body, you know, whether you want to go around like a belt sort of thing, or you want to go over the shoulder for a chest or shoulder rub. That's usually where I'm hurting after arm days, up in that shoulders, and sometimes in the breastplate where you've been doing those push-ups and stuff. That really helps get in there.
That's it.
Yeah.
We've got a long strap. And then we also have a short strap. So the short strap, obviously for the smaller, your arms, your legs, right? And then the long strap, you can literally just wrap it around and put it on your chest, your back. I've done a few videos showing people how to, maximize the use using the straps in the different areas. But usually it's quite intuitive. You've got these handles on the side. These handles, we've done tests like with over 100 kgs worth of pressure pushing on these handles. So they don't break. And you can wrap it, like obviously near red and infrared has been known to support hair growth. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's funny. Me and some of my mates, we'll actually like stick it on our head every morning, and forehead too for cognitive energy and focus. Like you could research a PhD scientist. She's actually a very good friend of mine. She's her name's Sarah Turner, and her red light therapy product just focuses on the brain and the gut, and this connection through the vagus vein, and how this can boost your cognitive energy. Like before, you got to get pumped up for work, right? Got to get pumped up for going onto the computer. So she has a device that focuses just on the forehead, and then she has a device just for the gut.
Really?
I do the same thing. I just use it. I joke around with her a lot. It just looks ridiculous having this LumaFlex on your forehead.
Not Miss America anymore. But so, I mean, that was the other question I had for you. And that makes sense to be able to put on the front temple. One of the problems I had when I had really bad ADHD, probably still do. And one of the problems is your frontal lobes in your brain are so overstressed and over-actualized, it's just jamming everything up. And then there's some pressure points in here that, man, if you hit the right one, I'll probably fall over. We wear all this pressure like right here in our brows. Is there any place you shouldn't put it over? Like, is it okay to put over my heart? I think we've established it's okay to put on the old braino. Yes,
anywhere. Absolutely. Okay. I mean, the only conditions that will arise as to where you should be cautious about using red light therapy is if you have a skin issue.
Oh, okay.
You have actually a skin problem, right? And I think some people are very sensitive to sunlight, and they develop rashes or sort of an allergic reaction to sunlight. Those sorts of conditions, those skin conditions, you should consult a doctor before looking at red and near infrared light.
There you go. It's got a USB-C charging port. Thank you for God for doing that. I still get products nowadays that we review that have, the old style. And I'm like, are you serious? It's 2023. So thanks for putting USB-C. It's so annoying when people do that. It's got so it's rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Full charge can take up to 4 hours. It says here recommended use up to 4 times a day. Is it bad if I use it more than 4 times a day?
No, I mean, you can't really overdose on light, right? Okay. But where I sort of, where it can be 4 times a day depends on the kind of person that you are, right? If you're an athlete, you want to wake up, you want to get your boost for the day, then you're probably going to do it before you work out. You're going to do like especially on the areas that you're going to be training, like you were mentioning. Oh, really? You're sort of doing those bro splits, right? Where you train like chest or back. So it has been clinically proven to boost energy, to boost performance.
So I should do this on a pre-workout then?
Even a pure pre-workout, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
Afterwards for recovery. And then people do it also like it was maybe on their stomach before bed. So it does have a place around 4 times a day. But, the joke in the company is like, I should be glowing because I'm always using it. I'm like, why am I not?
Well, I mean, that's a great testament. And you can now in the app, there's 2 different settings. There's one for just, I think, red light, and then there's red light infrared. What's the differentiation between those two?
Yeah, that's the depth at which the light, the wavelength goes into your body. So red light is more for skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like healing wounds. Like it's been a proven remedy for skin issues, for wound healing. So like in some hospitals in the world, when you are in a serious car accident, or you had a very nasty fall, or you're cut or something, you will usually be prescribed some sort of red light therapy to help heal that skin, heal the wound on the skin. But then near infrared actually goes down to your bones and to your joints. So that's where we can see a lot of benefit to chronic pain, people with back pain. And, my dad, it was always his neck. He'd be like, "Oh, John, I slept wrong on my neck again." That was something, I would always hear, is like that, as you're getting older, like you said yourself, you have these pains that you're just like, man, I don't know where this came from back when I was young and playing sports, or, I was messing around, but it's stuck with me now. And that's where, near infrared can actually go very, very deep into your body, right? And actually help those little aches and pains that so many people are dealing with. It's amazing.
There you go. Now, is this like most infrared light? You don't want to make sure you're looking directly into it when it's on?
There are a lot of red and near infrared devices specifically to help with eye conditions. So that's another whole industry where actually a lot of devices are made and are used to help with eye conditions, help with bad eyes. So it doesn't affect to look at the light, it doesn't affect your eyes.
Okay.
You can get like a bit of that eye blur afterwards. Some people don't like that, so they keep their eyes shut. And you can keep your eyes shut because obviously the light will still go through your eyelids. Right?
Oh, really? So
you get the benefits of the healing of your eyes and this sort of area without actually having to look directly into the light.
I know that sometimes some of those cat things, they say, the cat little infrared things, they're like, don't look at the light or something. So yeah. And in the movie Poltergeist, don't go to the light, Carrie Ann. So there you go. Well, that's good to know because, sometimes I get a lot of eye pain and stuff. You get stress and, you're just wearing all the stress right here sometimes. Sometimes it's when I watch the news, I get that eye pain where I'm like, oh, geez. Or other times it's like when I don't take the spoon out of my coffee and, we all get that, right? That's an old joke. It's an old joke. It's an old joke. Guy goes to the doctor and says, "Hey doc, every time I drink coffee, my eyes hurt." And he's like, "Have you tried taking the spoon out of your coffee?"
You're poking your eye at
that. That's an old ass joke. There you go. I feel like Jackie Marley telling old jokes from the 70s. So there you go. So what have we talked about in your product that people need to know and why it's important? We know it's FDA approved. Why don't we talk some of the safety about it?
Class 2. We're a class 2 FDA cleared product. I mean, when people, so you got like two groups of people. You got the people that know about red and infrared light. They know about it. They're turned on by it. Like I know some people that are so into it, they buy every product. They're like those sneaker collector people, that just can't buy everything, right?
It's a cult.
And then for them, it's just about the actual hardware itself, about the device itself. They're like, oh, I like this because I can use this for this part of my life, and I have this product for this part. But then there are people that don't know anything about red light therapy, right? So they're like, why would I start buying it? I need to know what this is all about.
Is this an MLM? What's going on?
Yeah. Is this like some sort of...
Does Tom Cruise belong to this?
Yeah. They always think like there's... I remember the phrase I always hear is like, I don't trust these new age...
fangled devices.
Yeah. And actually, I always am like, well, actually, red and near infrared at night is not anything new. It's really old, actually. Yeah. It's the dawn of time, right?
Yeah, the sun's been around for a while.
It's just like, because you don't want to over exaggerate it, and start throwing a bunch of science out there because people are just like, this is like that guy that eats raw meat or that dude that, has mushroom pills. Like, I don't...
The Liver King guy.
Yeah. And you just want to basically say like, no, it's very simple. It's light. It's the sun. Plants need it. Animals need it. Like we all need. It's what God gave us, right, on this planet. What helps us grow as human beings and get the most out of life. So when I was then going into the study of it, there's thousands and thousands of clinically approved studies about near red and red light.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of benefits to other spectrums of light. And usually when you buy a device, especially in beauty, with those masks, like my wife has got like a few of these red light masks. They're huge on TikTok now.
Oh, that's
Everyone's
right. Yeah, I've seen them. They look really funny, like Halloween masks.
Yeah, it's something that kind of has gone viral, right? You have the husband, he's taking the video of his wife, and his wife's in the bed, like, and they're like, ah.
That's OnlyFans.
Yeah. but those particular masks, they have not just red and near infrared. They have the red and near infrared for the FDA approval, but they have a lot of other lights. They have the blue light, the green light, like they have all the
really?
spectrum. And there's actually thousands of studies out there showing the benefits of all the other lights as well.
Really? Wow.
But where the FDA put the stamp of approval is just in the red and near infrared. So that's kind of how it works. Like that's what's been proven, clinically proven, that this works. Heals wounds, de-stresses you, grows hair, like all of this. That's where the clinical studies have given their stamp. So you got an FDA approval on those areas. But don't be scared to try other light therapy products that have red and near infrared in them, but they have other spectrums, because there's a lot of benefit there.
There you go.
Just FDA approval is coming to those very, very soon. It just takes a bit of time, right?
I don't have too much problem growing hair, but I've been trying to get one of those epic Viking sort of beards going here, and I'm about halfway there.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so maybe I'll just use it on that to see if I can get this thing to grow faster, because I want a project I want done. I want to have one of those beards that looks like it could assault you just by its own self.
That's it.
People will see it and be like, that beard has its own weaponization. That's sort of thing right there.
Yeah, I saw the beard. And something that my wife, she's like, no, you got to shave, right? Because she doesn't like scratchy, right?
Yeah.
But every time I see a guy with a beard, I'm like, oh, I love that beard. It's a good man beard.
Yeah, I've just reached that point where I just don't give a fuck anymore. And I don't know. It's a real masculine sort of thing. I've been doing lots of different things, eating right, taking about estrogenics and different chemicals away from me, foods, trying to do everything I can at 55 to boost my testosterone without going in and doing that whole shot thing. Because once you get on it, you're pretty much for life committed to it. You can't go back off.
That's right.
I don't like needles anyway. I'm against needles. And so you've got a few people that are recognized in your crew. There's the arm wrestling whisperer. I recognize him from TikTok. I see his stuff on TikTok all the time. You've got a few other guys that I think I've seen on TikTok and places. But yeah, I've been using it and I love the product. I understand that my father got into new age therapies for a lot of different things back in the day. And, I drink the water that's supposed to increase your, or lower your, I forget what it is. My dad got me into all the things. And so I've known about the product, and he used to use a lot of different devices. And so I've loved it. And I love how because it's flexible, like the way he designed it, it'll wrap around a shoulder, your arm, a leg, I guess it'll wrap around my head now. It's real easy to use. And then you've got the straps that you can just kind of angle it to wherever. And so it's great to get at those places. Sometimes I'll just lay and maybe my side's hurting or something. I'll just kind of lay it in my bed on my side and put it there and hold it down with a pillow. And it's great. And then you can travel with it, like you said. So if you're an athlete like yourself, who's on the road or touring, doing events and things like that, you can do that as well. Sometimes, I'm no athlete, clearly. Obviously, we've all seen this for 15 years. But sometimes, just traveling is hard on you. You sit in some shitty airline seat that, I don't know, is made for a midget. And, I'm 6'2", and, I've got the middle back seat jamming in the middle of my back. And then I have, I weigh a few pounds more than the average person because I don't know, I'm really good looking. And, you do the travel thing. And sometimes when I travel, I'll work events where I'm walking a lot. My feet hurt, my legs hurt, my brain hurts, everything hurts. I'm 55, people. Did I mention that? And 55 is the callback joke of the show. Who knew? And just being able to have that maybe in a hotel room, I'm just looking forward to have. So that I can recover, because sometimes I just go back to my hotel room and curl up into a ball, and
That's it. Just
It used to be the vodka was the thing that made the pain go away, but I can't even do that anymore. So, any final thoughts and tease outs? Tell people where to pick up the dip and order it. Final pitch out as we go out.
Yeah, just on LumaFlex.com. Obviously, that's where we're going to be putting all our products. And if you hit me up on IG, John Graham Fitness, on my Instagram. If anyone hits me up, I'll give you a discount code. I'll give you a $20 off discount code.
Damn, that's awesome, man. Yeah. That's awesome. There you go. We'll have to put that on the website so people can check that out. I know that there's a discount code on the website if people go to it. But yeah, I've been loving the product. And yeah, you just sit there for 10 minutes. Sometimes I'm in so much pain, I do 2 rounds for 20. And it saves me, man. And a long time ago, I went to this chiropractor. I was always going to this chiropractor, and I was like, and he would crack me up. And as soon as I would get done being cracked by the chiropractor, I'd be like, oh God, relief. And I'd go back in my car, and you could feel the muscle just go and throw my back out. And I remember I went back to him one day. I literally turned the car on and went back to him. I go, dude, I come have you crack me, and I just within 5-10 minutes I'm breaking up again, and help me please, for the love of God, I can't go on this way. And he says, well, I'll tell you something, but the problem is I'll probably never see you again as a customer. And I'm like, okay, what? And he goes, let me explain what's going on. It's your muscles. You know, with a chiropractor, I'm adjusting your bones, but really your muscles are the problem. And you've got them so tense that even when I crack you, they're and you know, you've been out of joint sometimes for a few days that you're just going right back to them. And the problem is your muscles. He goes, so I'll tell you what you have is the muscle. The reason you're in pain is because the muscle is gripping so hard that it's keeping the blood flow from going through. And he goes, so here's what I want you to do. This will help you. And I'll probably never see you again, but go get a tennis ball and stand up against a wall and find the muscle that hurts and just really kind of push up against it. And he goes, it's going to hurt like hell probably, but if you push up against it, what'll happen is the pressure will get the blood flow to start going through there, and the muscle will pop and release. And then you get that blood flow, and then the pain goes away. And so ever since, and you know what, I never went and saw him again, because anytime I got back pain, and I realized the problem wasn't my bones with my chiropractor, it was my muscles. And that's when I first discovered the same technology you guys are using there, where the infrared is getting that muscle to unlock so the blood flow can go through. And then when you got blood flow, you can stay alive.
That's
what a concept.
Yeah, exactly. We're made up of cells, and inside the cell is the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. So basically what red and near infrared light does is it doesn't heal you, it gives your cells energy to heal themselves. So that could be recovery, it could be pain relief, it can be blood circulation, like you said, it could be energy, it can be growth. Whatever the job of that cell is, whatever it needs to do, you're giving it energy to do its job. That's kind of how I explain it simply. Like, there's people like, how does this heal you? I'm like, well, actually, it doesn't heal you. It gives your body the energy to heal itself, because that's what cells do. If we give the cells the energy, they can do their job. They can heal themselves.
There you go. I love it. Yeah, good stuff. Well, thank you very much for coming on, John. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I mean, it was a great conversation. I'm so thankful that I have this platform to be able to share.
Thank you.
Many thanks.
Yeah, and I'm glad you guys sent me a unit so I can try it out. I'll be excited to see what else you guys have coming up, and we'll probably be doing a full review on the Chris Voss Show. If you guys want to follow it up, it might make the Christmas list, because I've loved the product. And at 55, I'm going to the gym, beating myself up, and I need all the recovery help I can get. I'm really big in recovery, and I think that's one of the things that I think a lot of people make a mistake when they start going to the gym. is they don't worry about recovery. They don't worry about taking the right protein. They don't worry about taking the right, different things to help them recover well. And of course, I hit the massage, there's the leg things that you can have that squeeze your legs. There's all sorts of different massage things for your muscles and stuff. And this is one of those things, and being able to recover that from working out makes all the difference, because then you're just not always going like, I just go to the gym and I'm just assault myself and I just feel battered when I'm done. Like, how is this fun at all? And then you see the recoveries, because your body's like, hey, I feel good now. And you just feel better overall. And I'm sure from health. So thank you very much, John, for coming on the show. Everyone check it out. Go to LumaFlex.com, and I highly recommend it. I've been using it for about a month or two now. I'm not sure if I can live without it. If you ask for it back, John, I'm not giving it back. So that's just how it's going to have to be.
I'll send you another one.
I love it. I've been telling my mom, because my mom's 80, and I'm like, just tell me when you're hurting, I'll bring it over and you can check it out and stuff. It's so wonderful. My sister's got MS. We probably should try and figure out how to use it on her for when she's having some of her issues. But thank you very much for coming on. Thanks, Monis, for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, YouTube.com/Chris Voss, and all those crazy places on the internet. Thanks for being here, folks. We certainly appreciate you, and be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. And that should have us out, John.